How are you today? Have they been a lot? Have they been a lot
Hey,
better
what's up,
than they
guys?
were before? Or? How are you today?
Good. Trying to see if these AirPods are going to cooperate today.
Have they been a lot better
Oh, yeah,
than
they're
they were
working now.
before?
I'm
Or?
happy. Yes. All right. Now, only if I don't move, right?
Yeah, if you twitch your head the
It'll be
wrong way,
gone.
it might
It'll
go
all be
off.
gone. Happy Friday, everybody listening. If you guys want, you can tweet out the space for us. We're trying to fill up the room today. Today, we're just going to be talking all things crypto. As per usual, you guys know it's Freestyle Friday. Fridays, we just like to kind of, do our own thing, bring some people out, just kind of fill the room up with vibes and see where they go.
My daughter's home today. She's been home all week.
Oh
Week.
man, so you getting your hands full today, huh?
Yeah, you probably know why now too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She's the only one though, out of everyone.
All good. She'll have a speedy recovery.
Oh yeah, she's already feeling better. Like she didn't even
I
really get
always
sick at
feel
all.
better when I didn't have to go to school.
Yeah. Well, she's downstairs watching Barbies right now, so I had to walk upstairs to get away from the noise. Love that she loves Barbies and stuff, but
Yeah, I understand. How's the market looking today?
I haven't even looked, to be honest. Have you?
I guess I should look now.
Do you know that's kind of funny when the markets are like this and like there's so much uncertainty, people just don't look. It's like, it's there. When it's ready, I hear about it.
Bitcoin went back to 43.
Is it?
Yeah,
that's positive.
Yeah. Still no real volume coming into the market though, so still more sideways action. I really think people are just like I think the whales are at a point that they're just sidelined to find the bottom. They're like, you know what? We'll just hold off there as long as we can, and then whenever it's time to get back in, they're just gonna go back in really crazy. But I think they're just gonna really try to like string it out for as long as they can to find the bottom.
The one thing I think about is the inflation rate right now. I think that's sidelining a lot of people. But I think also with the mortgage rates going to be increased here shortly here in Canada, and I think probably the States is going to do the same thing. I think you'll see an increase in market pressure.
What'd you think about the Doge news with Elon having, I think we had already reported it on our news one time about the Tesla opening up their merchandise side for purchase with Doge.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. I'm glad they did it. Well, yeah, and you knew he would do it sooner or later. It doesn't make sense if he hadn't already done it, to be honest.
It looks pretty cool though. I don't know if you guys actually went to the website. It actually looks pretty dope. They have like you can scan a QR code online and pretty much just pay right with your Doge. It'll automatically connect with your wallet. So it's pretty dope. I like that he did that. I mean, that's like Doge is having a good run today. What else is on here having a good run? I mean, the market's actually not really bad today. Doesn't look all that bad at all. I'll tell you what though, man. I've definitely accumulated a lot of things that I didn't think I would actually be able to accumulate during these last 2 to 3 weeks.
I haven't even checked the last little while what everything is doing.
Kind of the same thing between, like Crow's around 40 cent right now, still bouncing around. Well, not low 40s, but like mid to high 40s. I'm still waiting for. I'm trying to get a little bit more Crow in it, like in the 40 cent range. But I want it to be like right in the early 40s, like 41 and 42%.
Yeah. I'm watching that one tokenine and it's starting to go up today again. It's up 5%, so it's up higher than I've seen it in a while. The Coin Collectibles.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Like Harmony One's been doing really well for me. I'm falling in love with layer ones all over again. So and it's so funny though because like last year we can't say last year now. Last year when we were talking and we introduced got introduced to Harmony One, or we kind of introduced it to one another. I was super heavy in the layer ones then, but then when Harmony had got to like 37 cent and then started going down and started going back to revisit some of the past all time highs, I just kind of like forgot about it. And here it is today, just kind of like itching right back at that 30 cent all time high. So I think if they have a good run here, they could get into price discovery pretty fast.
Well, that's a good sign then.
Yeah, man. Layer ones are definitely something to keep an eye on, for sure. What else you got planned for the weekend?
Actually, I have a hockey. So my son's hockey team will be playing. So on Friday today, he's got one game in the evening. And then on Saturday, they have 3 more games. And then on Sunday, they have another 2 games, I believe.
Bro, he plays a lot of hockey.
Yeah, he's getting good.
From his last, I don't
know if I told you during the tournament, he took on 30, I think it was 35 or 38 shots, and he only let 3 in, which was incredible to watch. Yeah, it was exciting. We had a lot of parents and people come up to us afterwards and just say how great he was.
You're gonna have to start him a token.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
Puck token.
Do you know that would be smart if somebody started an actual physical token for kids' education? So you consider it like a inflationary token for kids that you want to save up for the kids' future or whatever, or their education or whichever.
Man, I always talk about, I think schools should adopt NFTs. I mean, it's all these art projects that we see come out of schools, and you see drawings in your local bank or anything from kids in middle school, high school, or even elementary school. I think it'd be amazing if the art program actually had a non-fungible token, and they could use it to get more supplies for their sector, whether it be the art sector or even if the basketball team came out with some kind of token, or the sports team or whatever came out with some kind of NFT or non-fungible, that the school could potentially add more supplies or get them better equipment or whatever they need for their respective sport.
That's very true. And it would be good for the kids, right? A learning experience for them to learn how to.
Cracker. I hate white people.
That was quick. Just a little kid, eh?
Oh man, I remember being 13, bro. It's so fun. It's so fun. He's having a good Friday though, so shout out to him having a good Friday.
Yeah,
using his energy wisely.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, I think this weekend I'm gonna I've been trying to plan a skiing trip. So I'm debating if I'm gonna go ahead and finalize those plans. I just have a really bad ACL and I don't want to risk it like out on the ice.
Yeah, that's a dangerous thing to do. Hey Pastor, how are you?
Hey, what's up, BigONE? What's up, family? How y'all feeling today?
Good, bro. How you doing?
Doing great, man. Over here trying to get some work done, vibing out with y'all.
Hey, man, I hear you. I'm out here doing the same thing. I've actually been at work all week this week. We got really busy with my company, and I don't want to hire any more guys right now. So I'm just like, man, you know what? I'm gonna go out and do some work. So Scott's like, man, you've been busy all week, and I'm like, yeah, man. It actually feels good to actually go out and put my head on something other than the computer.
For real.
I'm so used to just being in the computer, and we were talking about this. Like, I think my life revolves around cryptocurrency. I'll wake up at 5:30 in the morning and still look at my phone for a second just to see what's going on. It's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I feel my body just breaking down from the sedentary lifestyle of me sitting on this couch looking at my laptop. And it's crazy because I'm not like a super inactive person, but just from sitting on this laptop, man, I have to force myself to get up like every 30 minutes just to be mobile so that my body doesn't slowly become decrepit.
Man, mine's definitely has. I've always been like a super, super, super active on the road type of guy. And then this year, just like, I probably spent more time in my house like this year than I have in the last 4 years since I moved in. Like, I can't even believe it.
This winter, like, it's been brutal for me sitting inside and stuff because of the cold or whatever. So I'm waiting for it to relax a bit so I can take my dog for walks. And we're going to prepare this year because me and my wife and my kids are going to be doing a little bit more hardcore climbing this year, I think, when it comes to mountain trails and stuff out here.
Oh, okay.
But I'm
I hope we
lazy
don't-
otherwise.
I hope we don't see you on some news site with you like hanging off a cliff and going
No,
extreme
no.
rock climbing.
I won't do the extreme rock climbing. Like, we want to go see some other glacier areas and some mountain meadows and stuff. Anything that requires a rope or anything like that, I'm out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was about to say, man, don't go too hard. We're actually supposed to get more snow this weekend. I'm excited.
Nice.
Yeah, the last snow still hasn't even melted all the way yet, but we're supposed to get some new snow this weekend, so that'll be pretty fun.
Bunny Bandit's project is opening up soon. He left already though, but I'd love to
Bro,
hear
they had a
Saturday.
really good pre-sale yesterday. They sold out.
Did they sell out? How fast did they sell out?
I don't know. I know I went to go on Open Sea last night because I had let it slip my mind, and then yesterday when I went to go pick up one, it was a tad bit too late, mate. It was just a tad bit too late.
I'll invite him back in. Hopefully get him up here to tell us about the project or what went on with the pre-sale. Alan would know, I guess, as well, unless he wasn't there or not.
Alan already has like 200, 200 of them.
My crow skulls are doing really good right now too. I'm kind of waiting for a while longer. I'm not listing them because staking and potions are all coming out. So excited about
Bro,
that.
I feel like I'm the only person who doesn't like as much I keep up as I keep up with like projects and as much as I keep up with like token prices, I don't keep up with my NFT prices. Like I have a crow skull. I don't even know what it looks like.
Oh my goodness.
I think I got two. I sent Santi money for one, and then he sent me one as well. So I have two, but I don't know what they look like. I haven't looked them up yet.
Yeah, that's good though. Just keep them there. I don't even look at mine anymore. I forget what they look like except for the one on my Twitter.
When I hear you say you're selling yours for like 6 figures, then I'm gonna finally look at mine.
Yeah, it'll happen. I heard the potions. They're talking about the potions. Well, Santi said anyways that the potions might be worth $5,000. I think that would be a stretch, but if they do hit $5,000, holy,
they will because you have to have 2 potions to interact. You know, to make them interact on the one skull, right? So you have to have a red and a blue, and then it'll pretty much generate. It'll take your skull and generate it into 2 split colors or something like that.
I think but in order to, I think $5,000 is too much for that project. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. If it does, good. Man, but
I thought $1 million was expensive for a rock, but somebody else didn't.
I know that one was crazy, and now the punks or whatever one just sold for $3 million, I believe. This
yikes!
Week. Yeah.
It's so funny. It's so funny though because when punks first came out, those punks, like I really had a early up on these, and somebody had put me onto them, and it's not like I didn't trust the guy. I just didn't. I've never been a very artistic person. And I just didn't find the value in it. Like just looking at them, I was like, bro, I can't even really tell what it is. It's so pixelated. And come to find out like 5 or 6 months later, it's like things are like worth millions. And I'm like, bro, I definitely missed the boat for that one.
I wonder who else feels like they missed out on a project or had an opportunity and missed out. I'd love to hear other people talk about it.
99% of all of us.
Yeah, exactly.
Like this, it's this one called Green Chart, and I bought Green Chart like as a DGM play. I got it for maybe like 20, like when it was like a $20,000 market cap, and then it sat boring for like a week, and I was like, man, let me just get rid of this thing. It's just sitting here. It's not doing anything. And then they hired Travel Ad for the marketing, and now I looked yesterday, and it was like a $20 million, $14 million market cap. I was like, oh my god. Like, oh my god, that one would have been like that would have been one of those stories. Like, bro, like I really cashed out like 5 or 6 figures on just a BFB from getting in at an early market cap. But yeah, this is one I definitely dropped the ball on too.
Yeah. Well, and there's lots of mine is Dogecoin, right? Like I told you, when I could have bought into it was like at a price of like a Safe Moon or a price of even like one of the high tokens. Like I could have bought trillions of them, and oh my god, I regret it every day.
I think you said you had opportunity to mine Dogecoin too, right?
Yeah, I did mine it for a little bit. I don't know how much I got in the end, and to be honest, the computer was thrown out.
Are you currently
even sadder?
mining?
No, not at all. I just don't have time right now. I was thinking of, and I don't know what you guys think about those helium miners. Those helium miners.
Time.
Yeah,
you got time. Don't ever say you don't have time. You have time. Like mines are all running, and like now that that token is doing good or doing better, it's starting to. I can really start to see some like value in it or value in them.
What do you see as your value that you're getting out of it right now?
I don't convert it to fiat, so I don't know. But I get a lot. I get a lot of my hash rate is double since I got started.
Wow, that's incredible. So the more miners there is, the more it doubles up, right?
So it not essentially yes, but not in an individual case by case. Like the overall mining hash rate has to be up, meaning that there's more miners online. And that could be if you start a farm, yeah, but I don't have, I have 5, like I don't have a farm yet. But I don't know if I'm gonna build any more miners just because of all the things I'm reading in like the news, the crypto news headlines, and all these plug to earn models that they're gonna be coming out with. And I think eventually, man, mining will be as easy as having a cell phone. Eventually.
Well, I think it's going to be integrated into a lot of stuff. So you just earn it.
especially with IoT and all the things they're trying to do, and so I don't know. I think that essentially somebody's going to put together a mesh network that cell phones can mine in a certain region together, and that'll help out some of these countries with really bad antenna reception and stuff like that.
Well, and I thought about it too, like these wind generators, these big huge windmills that are around here and stuff. Somebody actually hooked up a computer system to because they're producing so much energy. I think that there's some of it going to waste or something, right? Like if they could use even the movement or something like that to generate power for crypto miners, imagine the extra income they get from it.
That'd be some good. They definitely have a lot of wasted energy. I work with electrical, so I get to see wasted energy every day.
Yeah, and same thing with like these offshore turbines that they're using, like with tidal power and stuff, or like dams, hydroelectric dams. They could be hooking up power to those things. That would, for crypto mining, it'd be absolutely amazing, I think.
Yeah, now that goes way above my mining experience right there.
yeah, that would be major money.
I think the simpler they keep it, the better. I know if I would have had one more hiccup on my mining rig, I would have stopped. Like I was not defeated, but I was definitely frustrated. And it's just because I'm not a technical guy. I don't code at all. Like I don't do any of that. And then when it was those steps, I was just like, oh my god, bro. Like I went through like 2 weeks of not being able to get the software set up right.
Do you have to program a lot into it when you're doing it?
No, not essentially a lot, but you have to tell it what to do when you have to tell the miners what to do when they come online. You have to tell them what to do when they reboot. And you also have to control where the wallet's set up at.
I can't hear you at all.
I can
Mike
hear you.
is
It's a little
having some
bit.
interference. Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be potentially why he can't hear us either. Can you guys, Pastor, can you hear us really well?
Yeah, at first I had some major issues. I had to leave and come back a bunch of times, but no, you all have been flowing for like the past 10 minutes or so, 10, 15 minutes.
Twitter's
So
doing
that's
us
what
good.
it is.
Yeah.
So when people come in here, they're having issues in Twitter Spaces right now.
It was like that. It's been like that all morning. I went to a crypto and coffee this morning, and it was we weren't even in there 5 minutes, and it rose.
That's insane, eh? They can't handle the flow of people that are going into Twitter Spaces right now, I don't think.
Yeah, Twitter definitely did something really cool, opening up these spaces, and it's just like it's an interesting tool, right? To go out and meet different people. And if we're using it for crypto, God only knows what other people are using it for, right? So I'm pretty sure they have all kinds of reviews about all kinds of things. Luckily for me, my Twitter is just set up for crypto, so I don't really get a lot of feedback from all the other things that's going on.
That makes sense, for sure.
I didn't even set up Twitter again until I got into to crypto again, or until I got into crypto. DJ in crypto, that is.
Let's see how this weekend plays out too. I guess this is going to have an impact on what's going on in the market, I'm betting.
What's that?
Oh, I think this weekend is going to play out exactly how the market is going to go after this week.
Well, it's a holiday weekend, I believe, here in the States. But yeah, I mean, the stock market opened today with a big punch. I think it's just, I don't know, man. So much stuff going on with the interest and the Fed rates and things like that right now. It's just kind of, I can see why like people that are investing big are just waiting. I think they're waiting to confirm a breakout before they even start going back in, because it's like you don't want to get caught in that trap.
Yeah. And then once it gets going, it's going to be hard to catch.
Yeah, I would definitely say that. I watched Harmony bounce between 17 and 23 cents for a couple of weeks, and I had some buy orders in at 15 cents, and I was like, man, you know what? Like, I'm gonna wait for my order to get filled, and I kept seeing it go, 18, 21, 23, 25, 23, 25, and all of a sudden now it's 37. And it was like, well, that 23 range definitely came and left before I could get in.
Well, it's kind of like last time. You remember, Vibin, last time when we were just before the run, Harmony ran for a while, and then all the other crypto kind of took off afterwards.
Yeah, I have certain things that I like to look at to kind of see which direction the market is going to go in, and Harmony is definitely one of the ones that I see. It's moving at a faster speed than the market, and I think because it has a smaller market cap. So I try to like use that as a little bit of it's like a little cheat code for me. Like, man, maybe this is gonna happen, maybe it's not, but I'm gonna see. I'm gonna watch it play out.
I love the consolidation a bit. Like, that just tells you it's coming. Like, it's not allowing it to drop down, but it's not allowing it to go up either. So we'll see a bit of bouncing back and forth, hopefully.
I wonder if anybody listened. Last time we was on here, I talked about Moonbeam releasing. I don't know if anybody bought it, but I hope you guys at least paid attention to what I was talking about.
What did it go to in the end?
Let's see what it is at today. It's been on top gainers for a while. Let me see. It came out when it listed. It listed at 25 cents. I don't think anybody got in at 25 cents. It went up to $39.11, and then it came down and consolidated around $6, and that's where I bought in at. And today it's at 14.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. But it's definitely one of those projects, it's a layer one smart contract for Polkadot. So when developers come to write or come to do work, they're going to be working on that platform. So I think the TVL has been shooting up on it, but definitely gonna keep my eye on it.
So these layer ones are probably what's going to go up right now, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, because they're the ones that your layer ones are your the ones that's pushing interoperability, right? For things to communicate, the blockchains to actually communicate with one another. So yeah, I just Harmony, Matic, I think AVAX, you can even make an argument for them as well. But yeah, like it's the way to be interoperable. I know personally, I would love to take my Harmony and be able to exchange it for Polkadot, and things of that nature.
That would be cool.
Anything jumping out on news headlines today?
Let me go check. I'll be right back.
Another one that I'm paying attention to, well, I know you're paying attention to it too, is that the rocket project. There's been a lot of mixed emotions with it in the chat, and I usually love it when it's like that. Let's see how that one's doing. Yeah, still in a nice consolidation period, but definitely a lot of good things and a lot of good numbers right now for anybody looking to make any moves on the market. Definitely a smart time to dollar cost average. Always not financial advice. Just always just think about it. If you like something, it's better to go ahead and have a couple of them. And I think right now when people get into crypto, I think I know personally for me, some of my friends, I tell them not to put in more than they can risk, right, to lose, and they always put in more. So they sideline when they see these dips, but these are the times where people actually make money. I mean, I know if I personally put in $100 on something and it goes to $20, I'm gonna put another $20 to $40 on it because that's gonna get me back to my $100 faster than waiting for the market to bring it back to $100. I think we lost Scott, so I'm gonna be here freestyling here in a second. If you
No.
give me a beat.
I'm good. I'm just reading the news. I'm just looking like Rio de Janeiro is talking about
1%.
putting 1% of their Bitcoin into crypto.
1%
cool.
of not their Bitcoin.
Their
1%
treasury.
Their
treasury.
Yes, sir. I seen that before I came out of the house this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I always check the news first, right? Like I do that. I seen Elon officially made the tweet about them accepting Doge, and that would have been a easy play. But it's just something about those short pumps on Doge lately that don't feel right. They don't feel like they're raising the floor. It just seems like anybody that can, all the people that's been waiting on the sideline for so long and stuck in the red, as soon as they get back even in green, it just seems like they're cashing out.
I'm just looking through all this stuff. There doesn't seem to be a lot going on. Mostly about Dogecoin, like you said, about Bitcoin. XRP has gained access to an email of Hinman's landmark speech about Ethereum being a non-security, which could help them in the end for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be funny, man. So here's the thing that I don't like. I don't like that all the centralized institutions use XRP, right? But they are literally at bat with the SEC, and it's almost like they're either they win or they're gonna lose, but it just seems like they're throwing other people under the bus with them. They're like, "Come on, Ethereum, you want to go on this ride? We know you guys are doing bad stuff too," and they're doing whatever to win this case.
Well, and I'm reading about the Bitcoin death cross. They say that it's reached the end of the death cross. So
it's got to go up and down from here, or what?
I didn't read the article. I just read that part of it, but I'd assume it would mean that it would have to go up, right?
Yeah. Well, if Harmony's outrunning the market, right, then if you look at Harmony's chart, they went through the same thing that Bitcoin is going through now, and they bounced out of it. So
feels like a hole is starting to burn in my pocket.
Yeah, that's me sitting in stables right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm
Bro,
thinking about it.
every day I'm itching to spend some money on something, bro. Like I'm just like, man, I wanna, and I'm tired of like, I don't want to keep doing Degen like stuff. I want to get back into the serious stuff like hardcore. But it's certain positions I haven't moved from. I've never moved any of my Moon River or my Hex or anything like that. I'm excited about the Pulse chain too, though. Not to be honest, I think that'll be a good one. Scott, I gotta turn you on the Hex. I gotta introduce you.
Yeah, Megaland seems to be doing really good right now too.
Yeah. I like, so for my gaming, Degen play Megaland is one of my like mid to long term holds, and Rocket are like two of my favorite on BSC that's like fairly new that I'm definitely I'm in on.
Rocket is
Megaland,
down 25% right now.
Yeah, they've had a lot of mixed emotion in the chat because they they have Boost, which is their native token, but Boost is supposed to be used for something in their metaverse project, and now it's been said it's not, and they're going to be coming out with a different token. So the community's been up there on a roar, like dumping bags and a lot of stuff. But
you know what's funny is they're probably going to make it like a version 2, and then take everybody that's on Boost over to their new token.
Yeah, but the community's not happy about that.
Get over it. If you look at any cryptocurrency, there's all these version 2s. I haven't seen the version 3s yet, but I'm waiting for it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's always going to be implementation and change. That's part of growing as a cryptocurrency.
Yeah, they change their name when they go to version 3. They might be called BlueFi now. Yeah, so they definitely version it. I mean, here's the beauty of crypto, right? It's forever evolving. So for people to think something's going to stay stagnant in crypto, that's not going to be the right thing because it's too much technology. I mean, think about it. Every week we could get in a space and talk about 5 or 10 new projects that we've seen come out. So that means that, not saying that every project that come out has like a new technology, but it just goes to show how forward the building is, or the forking, or whatever route they're taking to get there. I was still blown away that it was only 89 developers on the whole BSC network.
Do you know what surprised me is I had diamond hands for Meta Hero still. I was so tempted to sell it, but I was like, I still want that land so bad.
I'm going to get my 9-cent order filled.
It's gone up again now.
That's okay. I don't care about all these short pumps. I mean, yesterday we made a head, and then we had 2 days ago we made a nice head, and then we had a downtrend, and now this uptrend may not, if it doesn't go back up to where it was, it's going to form another shoulder, and then we're going to have another downtrend.
So where does it need to form up to, you think, to finally start running?
Total crypto market cap or Bitcoin?
I would just say like Bitcoin.
Let me see the chart. It would have to, so to break this shoulder, it would have to get back up to 44. But anything in this range right here, this 43,500 mark, and that area is just a dangerous area. It's where we've just been hitting major resistance anytime we try to bounce, and that happened all the way back. Just from January 6th. So this trend that we're in, we can't really get out of that thing. But yeah, I think it's one of those things. I'm waiting for a confirmed breakout. It right now could be a retest of the last on their 4-hour breakout, but I don't. Bitcoin, I'm kind of like push myself to start looking at a 1-day chart rather than the 4-hour chart, just because it looks a lot clearer on that 1 day.
Interesting. Well, and because of the history of it, right?
Yeah, I mean it's got a lot of data. So trying to go back and read data on a 4-hour chart with Bitcoin, man, like you'll think you done went back far, and you'll probably be in the middle of 2019. You won't even get to see the 2018. And so I think we're more mimicking 2018 than anything, though. And that's what scares me because the economy has that same pressure right now. A lot of FUD, not only in crypto and all financial markets. So
I think this is where we will see the divergence from the stock market, though. I have a feeling it's coming. It's just a matter of what point we diverge at, because they can't say cryptocurrency is tied to the stock market much longer. Like, I get Bitcoin is, but the other stuff isn't. So we need to see that separation again.
But that's the thing about the dominance, right? It's not excuse me, it's not fair to say Bitcoin is tied to the stock market and not understand that, that fluctuates with the crypto market. That Bitcoin has a certain percentage of dominance. So if they're dominant, 49%, and the stock market falls, take Bitcoin with it, it's like everybody's grabbing each other's arm and pulling each other downhill. And there's nothing you can do about it unless you decouple. And that's what I always talk about. I love Bitcoin. I love what it's done. I think it's forever marked in history. But I think, if we really want to not get caught up in being able to be manipulated by governing parties, then we're going to have to find our own people's currency again, because clearly that's going to be a country's currency and a government's currency to trade, in my opinion.
Yeah. So once we see 44K Bitcoin, we should start seeing a gradual increase, hopefully. Not financial increase.
If you see 40K, if you see 40K, 44K, yeah, I think, I won't really be excited for Bitcoin again till past 48. But I honestly don't mind Bitcoin lagging. I just hate that the alts aren't really like going super crazy. There's some projects that are doing really well, but none of the main blue chips are standing up.
I kind of peaked at XRP Doge just now, and I'm kind of sad I haven't got into it yet.
XR Doge.
XR Doge.
Yeah, I haven't taken the time to figure out how to purchase it yet.
I got to do that today because I looked at it. It's up like 14%.
Man, if you would have told me 3 months ago, if you would have told me 3 months ago that Polkadot would be $20 in the 20s today, I would probably thought you were crazy.
Well, I have a feeling like their implementation and changes that they're going to make, it will drive Dogecoin up, but they need to bring out that staking platform they're talking about and some of the other things, and then we'll see the change.
Man, they're going to need Elon to just say he's going to accept Doge or Tesla taking.
I think he already is. It's a first step. It's a first step in it.
But people like that assurance. They want that assurance package.
Well, he'll do it in steps, right? Because that helps Doge go up in steps, incremental steps. He doesn't want it to spike too fast, I don't think.
What do you think about baby Doge?
I've heard it's up still, isn't it?
Bro, it's been performing really well. What was our friend's name that used to come in? David. Or David.
Oh, yeah.
He's always, man, baby Doge every day. But yeah, man, it's been having a good. The volume's not really high, but they have a good surge going right now. Like, they have a really good surge. Like, they're getting almost back to, respectfully, their all-time high area. So yeah, they got a nice run going. The market cap, and I won't even tell you guys what I got into that market cap at. Like, embarrassing. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, they're billion. They got $1 billion market cap now, Scott.
Are you in a much lower market cap when you bought in?
I bought baby Doge the night before Elon tweeted about it.
Oh wow!
And I sold when it had their first we went all the way up. So I watched my 1 BNB turn into 14 BNB, and then I didn't take any profit. But then when it came back down and I was at 1.5 BNB, I cashed out.
Wow.
Yeah, lesson learned. But I mean, they had they were doing all the QR scanner payments and stuff online with Shopify, using their scanners to pay and stuff like that. And they were doing all of that, but I think at the time it was more of one of those deep early Degen early Degens I had found.
Was it Hex that just announced those door scanners? Have you heard about that?
Hex door scanner.
I forget. I got to look up the guy's TikTok again, but they built these scanners that go on doors and they count the people going in and out of a door. And when they're doing that and you're supplying the data to the chain, that you get paid for it.
Yeah, I mean they have that in commercial like retail now. Like it's called like it's a QR. Well, it's not QR. It's a PR. It's passive infrared. But yeah, it's a traffic counter. That's what it's called.
Yeah,
What it's
but
called.
they're using this on the blockchain now. Like they're using
That'd be
this
dope.
data. I
But
think
what
it's
kind of
on
like
Hex.
what kind of door? Like what kind of door? Like for the
Like
website or for
No, like an entrance door for like a building. Yeah. Like they want to count people coming in and outside of a door, like an actual physical door, and then you get paid in cryptocurrency. I'm gonna give me 2 seconds. I'll find it and I'll tell you.
All right. Yeah, that sounds interesting right there. Your 2 seconds are up too, Scott. And Fridays are definitely. Yeah.
I'm still here, right? Yeah. Forget this guy's name. I think it's like Crypto Mason or something. I'll find it later, vibe in for you and tell you about it. Might be here.
Yeah, look like Bunny Bandits just posted. All right, all the airdrop pieces have been distributed. If you were on the whitelist and didn't receive yours, please send a DM. Let us know. Yeah. So it looks like anybody who got theirs should be distributed today. Oh, you know another NFT project that I think is really well, Scott, is that Asian.
Yeah.
Bro, they've been like I've seen some they have some good people mint some here lately. So Night Kids is in that one as well.
All right, don't you have an NFT in it?
I have one. He has 4.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I know if he has 4, they're gonna probably do that.
China, they were talking about a metaverse or something like that in the news in Asia NFT.
Well, and I heard they have some big partnership right now too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. They in China they were talking about a metaverse or something like that in the news in Asia NFT.
So what's funny is that I've been seeing people post like, China are gonna make NFTs legal, even though they have like tokens or crypto is illegal there, and people are all excited, right? But it's like they're only reporting half that article because China says, yeah, you can have NFTs, but it has to be backed by their currency.
Yeah, and that's the part I don't get. Then how do you put it back on the network to actually sell it, right?
It'll be on their network. Well, what they're pretty much saying is like, hey, we have our blockchain built, we have our token now, and we're gonna add NFTs. That's pretty much what they're saying, but they're saying it as their own government partner.
Well, and you can't get on from cryptocurrency to the digital yen or whatever.
The yuan. I think there will be a way because they have a digital token. How do you convert to get to it? The same way you just convert to a foreign currency that exchanges there on VPN. So it's definitely, yeah, you can definitely get it. It's not going to be as hard as you think. Not for like degens that want to be involved. You definitely have to get the VPN out for it though. But yeah, I thought it was funny because I've seen so many people post that on Twitter, and I was like, it's so funny. People always report half the story.
No, I had my wife called me, so.
Sorry about that, guys.
You all good, brother? When I don't hear you for a second, I know you're reading something.
No, I had my wife called me, so I don't know. I think I've told you she has a business where she imports stuff into Canada and then we're selling it, and somebody's coming to the house here soon. She's actually got some really cool things that she's bringing in, like there's this cell phone holder for your vehicle, and when you put on your cell phone to it, it's got a wireless charger hooked into the cell phone holder, so when it's on there, it's charging as well.
That's nice.
Yeah, and it like it's actually ran by like whatever it is. Like as you put your cell phone in there, the thing will close itself and stuff. And yeah, it's really neat. She showed me that. And I'm trying to order these jets, and I asked her about it and told her to order them in. They're like, I seen it on LinkedIn, but they're these plastic jets that are almost indestructible. People can stand on their noses and stuff. You can throw it in water and it'll still run. And then you just throw it in there and it just takes off.
That's for the kids?
Yeah. And it'll be fairly cheap, probably like $30 or something.
How do you guys market that? Or how does she market
Just on Facebook. She's formed a group and she sells it on there, and then word of mouth from there. People are starting to add themselves into the group and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, she really she bring in these cups, for instance, like these digital warming mugs or whatever. They have like a warmer inside it or a cooler, and she sells out of those every time. So they've just ordered in like 200 of them.
Does she sell to like mom and pop stores, or just like people that like
just people come to her door? It's getting to the point we didn't want to do a storefront. I don't know. I've told you about my experience being in the mall and stuff and rent and all that stuff, but I told them you guys are going to slowly get to the point where you just need to open up a warehouse and then have people come there because they're getting so busy. We don't want an expensive retail space, like a warehouse where somebody can pull up, go inside, look at the inventory, grab what they want and leave. That'd be the ideal.
Yeah, and then have like a QR scanner that they could check out without anybody being there.
Yeah, well, and the funny thing is she's selling stuff cheaper than is on Amazon. Like, it's absolutely insane. And they're still making like 80% profit. Like, silly.
It's a Degen play that just came out called Shib 2K22.
I'll probably go.
Well, you just wait for
It is. I think it will right now. The market cap's 350,000. So we'll see what it is by the time we get off the chat.
Yeah.
They come out with something every day, bro.
Well, you just wait for Elon's tweet and then figure out what he tweeted about and then find it.
Bro, I remember holding this, what was it called? I don't know what it was. It might have been Time or something. I was holding a coin. No, Wild. I was holding this coin called Wild. And he tweeted like Wild Times or something like that. And that coin like surged so hard. I was so happy when it did to my $50. 387. So running.
So how's everyone feel about everything? Like, does anybody got anything to say? We'd love to hear from you guys and just see how you feel about the market or how you feel.
Right, I'm back. I had a phone call to me.
A play that you think we might be interested in, that kind of thing.
How's everyone feel about everything? Like, does anybody got anything to say? We'd love to hear from you guys and just see how you feel about the market or how you feel about what's going on, or if you got a play that you think we might be interested in, that kind of thing. We always like listening to what other people have to say.
I didn't know AI had one of the bunnies too. This is dope. That's dope.
Yeah, I sort of agree with you. I think we've just been sort of consolidating right now, getting ready for a spike in the near future. I was thinking by March, hopefully things have gotten, decent. a little above, a lot of moving averages and stuff like that. So I'm thinking
Me
come
personally, I think
March,
they're ethical
but
because I mean,
I don't know. This randomly
either
just
way,
came to
we're
my
gonna
mind.
have the big
I wanted
whales
to see
come
what you all
into it.
thought
If they're
about like
working
whale
together, that's
groups.
fine, but they have to have
How
the
ethical are those
flexibility or
groups?
knowledge to
What do you
know
think of them?
how to pull out their tokens,
Me
so as
personally, I
not to
think
do
they're
a rug
ethical
pull. So
because
like
I mean,
they pull out a
either way, we're going
percentage
to have the
each
big
day
whales come
for a
into it.
certain
If they're
amount of
working
time,
together,
so
that's
that people are
fine.
still eating
But
off
they
the
have to have the
and
reasonability or knowledge to know how to pull out their tokens so as not to do a rug pull. So like they pull out a percentage each day for a certain amount of time so that people are still eating up that dip.
Gotcha, because I own no Saitama, by the way, but I'm just heavy in their community as of lately because, with the huge, partnership with Wafers coming soon. And so I get to hear a lot of their investors talk about, well groups that like purposely, buy and sell at certain times, and it just messes up charts and definitely messes up its new investors' money. So I've heard both sides of this. Well, I've heard mainly one side of that story, which is it's not ethical. So I've always just been interested in knowing, like, okay, well, what's the other side of that story and what makes it ethical from their perspective?
I think with the whale groups, it's two things, right? Like it used to be like a lot more ethical with whale groups, and you have responsible whales, but then you had a lot of new people get into crypto and they became successful, and then they started becoming a different type of whale, right? And now it's you almost gotta the developers have to put something in their contract to not like anti well, but you're gonna have wells. You needed to pull your wells out to the side and then talk to them about the project to make sure they know the what the value of the project will be. And then you put things in the contract if you have private sellers that have wallets or whatever, or you have pre-sellers that have wallets. You put in a drip package, and that means that like the wells are only allotted to have a percentage of their tokens at a certain time. It's just like with Moonbeam when they came out and launched, everybody who put in for the parachain, they only get 30% of their token, and then over the next 2 years, they'll get the remaining of their token, and they'll get released, every so often or something like that. But yeah, it has to be things put in place. I think well groups are essential though, because I mean, without having that liquidity, it's kind of hard to attract or let people that's looking for volume see volume. So yeah, I think it goes both ways, man. Being a responsible whale groups I think they're needed. I think some of the newer whale groups, I think they kind of took advantage of what they could do as putting their money together and going into different projects and snatching liquidity. But I think that developers are still one step ahead because now they're putting functions and contracts that only allow a certain amount of the tokens to be released at a certain amount of time, or a certain percent of tokens that can be allocated to one wallet.
That's a great. I've never heard it explained that way. That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. And it's definitely in regards to volume liquidity. Man, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, you gotta have it. Like you gotta have a fair amount of both, right? And that's what these groups are supposed to be able to provide. And I know something like like Andy, he's a big angel investor, but the way he does it on a contract, so he doesn't even sell X amount of tokens. He doesn't sell tokens until the market cap gets X amount or the certain amount of volume or something like that. Like I think that's the responsible groups that do that. Because most projects can't handle someone getting in with a certain percent and then cashing that certain percent out, because you got to think the liquidity to market cap ratio is only a small percent, and it varies from anywhere from 7% and higher. So if somebody has 4 or 5% of your circulating supply and they cash out, they're going to sink your project pretty fast.
Yeah. Also, you all made mention of like these new coins being listed almost every day. It seems. Have either one of you been keeping like a running track of? And I know coins just don't decide to just drop off the market, but are there any that you all have been keeping up with that are no longer here? That maybe this time last year you had eyes on, they were doing well, and they just are no longer here.
When you say, so it's a different, I do it different ways, right? So like when you say have eyes on, if I have my eyes on a project, then I'm trying to validate them
Where's
as
my
a
phone
legit
at?
project. I
It's
haven't
up in
ran
the
across one
sky.
that went away.
Are you still here, or did I
Like
lose
I
you
maybe
guys?
like
Or
a baby Doge or something like that. It didn't go away at all, but it got
yeah,
bigger.
it might have
But I don't
dropped
have
off
any like.
his Apple AirPods.
Are you
There you
still
go. He's
here? Or
back.
did I lose you guys? Or
Yeah, I can hear you.
I
I
think
think
he
he
dropped
dropped
off
off for
your
some.
yeah, he might have dropped off
earpods
his
there.
Apple
What do we
AirPods.
call 'em? Yeah, you
He's really
disappeared.
well, and I see them doing really well in the wallet.
There you go. He's back.
There we go.
I think you dropped off your earpods or
I
whatever
did.
you call them.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, something
Yeah,
up.
you disappeared.
Is that a yay for you can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, did I cut out though?
You did. That's what we were trying to say. We missed everything.
I didn't hear anything you guys were saying either. But I was saying, but I treat those completely different. Like projects that may have been here last year that I'm actually looking at. They're probably gonna be like some of my more legit type of projects, you know. And then my Degen projects, they're just something like that I just look at as smaller. So I don't really like some of them come, some of them go, but yeah, I've never like kept a running record of which ones came and which ones left for those. Am I in the block?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sure.
For myself and potentially other new investors who, seem to be holding for the long run with crypto, like what advice could you give to, people that may see, their investment go down 30% or something?
Risk management.
Like what is
risk management? Like, and I hate to drive it home because we, like, and when it's such a broad, it's like an easy statement to say, but it's so hard to think about, right? Like for somebody like me, if I see something in my portfolio is down 30%, I'm more subject to buy a little bit more of it or kind of watch the pattern to see if I can find, if it's a BSC play, I might go into a 1 hour chart and see if I can find that same pattern because of how volatile it is. So, and if I can see that same pattern anywhere and it's a drop and then that's followed by a upswing, then I'm going to buy the dip and I'm going to get back my 30% a lot faster than the people who are waiting for it to get back to the original 30% plus the 30% that they're down. So you're waiting for a 60% swing when I would actually be trying to, eat off that whole 30% or a whole 60% sweep. I would try to buy the bottom and then ride it back up. But, it's just risk management. And it's like, if you're holding for the long term, then your chart should always be zoomed out to a day or a week because it doesn't matter what it looks like in the small time. If anything, if you look at the macro of crypto and where it's gone, the crashes that have happened don't even look like anything because the trajectory has always been up. And if you zoom in and you get into the months and the days and the hours, yeah, it's a lot of volatility. Things are up, they're down. But I mean, last year when Bitcoin got to $40,000, we were all screaming with joy. And now it's $40,000 and people want to jump off a roof. It's like, what the heck? Like that's so wild. It's because the way we live in a time where we get so much instant gratification, right? Whether it's a Twitter or a Twitter like or a repost or a spaces full of people. Like we live in instant gratification. So I think that we forgot how to really zoom out. And I think for anybody that's invested since 2017, they know, like they know because they got to see a whole bull run. And even if prices are dropping now, think about what Bitcoin was in 2017 as far as price or XRP, sub penny, Matic. I mean, some things weren't even around. And there's been a lot of things that are no longer here from 2017. So it is about picking some of the smarter choices.
Yeah, that's what's up. I've been holding on to that because I need it. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not a panicky person, but um, when you got certain things in mind, I mean, it's your money, it's your investment, right? So I'm sure we all have that emotional side to it, but yeah, I just that brings up a great point. You mentioned dollar cost averaging, which some people will say, well, I bought in the dip and I don't have any more dip funds. So on average, when you go after these plays, like on average, like how much are you tossing at it? Like $50, $100, even the ones that you really trust.
If it's something I trust, no, like I have to, like if it's something I trust, then it's a lot more than 50 bucks going into it. Yeah, like it's so it's like when I'm trading like solid plays, everything's set up on trading views. So I mean, I have all my stop losses implemented, so it doesn't. It's almost like automated trading for me. Like I don't have to really think about it. But I'm like, if I'm buying, if it's something I like, I nothing. If it's something I like, I'll be honest. I don't get 30% down on anything that I like because my trades will just close themselves. Like so, like and I have a trailing stop loss, so it's like I don't lose more than 3 to 5%. And BSC, if it's something that goes down, like Rocket might be down 30% a day, and I might go buy a little bit more. But it's all about the reaction of what BNB is doing overall for me, because most of those values are pegged to another token, so it's kind of easy to keep up with a little bit. In that after those projects lose that initial hype.
Got you. Is TradingView free?
It is. It is free. TradingView.com. But yeah, you can set all your alerts on TradingView. For BSC, you got Bog Finance. So Bog Finance is to do all your stop losses for you. I do it on some really degen type of stuff, but I don't really do it for something like a Rocket that I know I'm going to hold long on. I don't even really I don't look at it. I'm just like I'll be back in a year and I'll see what it looks like.
Got you.
Because I'll tell you one thing for certain and two things for sure. I bought SHIB, and if I could have sold SHIB, I would have sold SHIB. But I bought it when it first came out, and it was on Ethereum, and it would the gas fee was like half my value at the time. Well, not half my value. Yeah, it was probably like half my value, and I didn't want to pay it, so I didn't sell it. And then it forced me to hold it. And then SHIB went on that crazy run that it went on, recently, and I was able to sell it then. And it was way much. It was so much more than if I would have sold back then. I would have made no profit. And sometimes, I think ETH helps that. Like it makes you whole because it's like, man, I'm not gonna cash out with these high gas fees.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. How many years to come do you see cryptocurrency? Do you see it on the same spectrum as some people have the view of it'll never take over fiat. Some people have a view of what it is going to take over fiat. What's your future expectancy of cryptocurrency?
I think it'll go as fast as we adopt it, right? And I think anybody that tells us what it's going to do and what it's not going to do doesn't understand the power of the people, because we don't know. Nobody knows, right? But I know something for certain is that when people want something, we get it done, no matter what that's been in our lifetime. So I think the power of the people will decide cryptocurrency. As far as it taking over the fiat system, I don't know if it would take over the traditional system, but I think it'll make the traditional system change, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't think we'll change anything that the government wants because that's their power. But I think that we can influence them to move a certain way based off the way we move. If we give value to something and everybody does it at a certain percentage of people, then the government has to take part to it because we're their backbone, essentially. We're the working class. So yeah, I think in our lifetime we'll see fiat. I mean, we'll see cryptocurrency challenge fiat, but I think that the governments are not secretly. I think the governments are already pretty much getting into digital currencies, and I think that in our lifetime you'll see maybe some states or cities maybe step away from government funding and start their own currency, their own cryptocurrency. But again, it's a community thing, and it'll be mostly about how the people feel about it.
Got you. And are you all things like DeFi as far as cryptocurrency goes, or are you just in it for the gains, really?
DeFi, I'm in it for the people, man. I think that what we don't understand, or what we underestimate, is that the power of money, right? I think that a lot of good projects get messed over by people who are just going out looking for money. Let's say that you and 50 of your friends, or 50 friends, or 100 friends got together, and you guys just had some kind of like bonding experience. Every week you guys would just go out and team up and have some kind of bonding experience. And out of that 100, the group of 50 people, let's say everybody ends up bringing somebody at one time. So now you have 100 people. And out of those 100 people, let's say that only 3% or 4% of those people have businesses, right? So that's 4 people out of the 100 people that have a business. And let's say that out of the other people that's left, out of your other 96%, let's say that 25% actually have a business idea, right? Now, let's say that you guys all pulled your money together and put it in a pool, and you guys decided to fund each business idea based off some kind of platform where you guys vetted to make sure that, A, there was a business plan, B, there was going to be, something that was, watching over everybody's money, blah 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 blah, right? And I think that those people could essentially start each one of those businesses successfully, because they're being a community, and they're acting as a township, in a sense. Like, towns were invented back in the day from people just coming together. Township. So, like, we're taking it. I think we try to
Sorry, I
make it
just
so
sent you
complex
some
that it's
5 minute
almost
telegrams
confusing, when it's
just to
really
check it
not
out.
that. I don't think it's that complex. Like, I think it's a lot more simpler than we put it, like try to
Take
spin
a
it.
peek. Yeah,
Sorry, I just sent
I don't
you
mind a
some
little
vibing in
plays. I
Telegram.
don't
You
do it
should
very
check it
often,
out
but
and
I've been watching live and lately,
look
so
at it.
I just threw in $50 into something
I'm
just
on
to
it.
see.
Take a peek.
111.
Did you? Oh, it's still so
Yeah,
low.
I don't
Wow.
mind the little plays. I don't do it very often, but I've been watching Biden lately, so
Did you
I
buy
just
That
it
threw
one,
even
in
lower
$50
than that?
into something just to see.
that one I bought last week.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
You just
it's
added
still
to my
so
liquidity.
low.
Yeah, it's
Huh?
super
Well,
low.
it's only
They
at
said you just added to my liquidity.
I'll just check it
I
out.
did. Did you buy it even lower
It's
than
at
that?
I haven't seen the
it
price
was
yet
only at
lately,
like
but I
a
know the name of it.
$9,000,
I bought it last week for sure. I think it'll do good.
market cap.
Yeah, well, it's only at I'll just kind of tell you without telling all the information, but it's at it was only at like a $9,000 or $7,000 market cap.
Oh,
Yeah,
geez,
I think it was
doubled
like
your money then.
probably 1,000 when I first got introduced to it.
Yeah, $6,000. $6,000 right now.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
1,000. Yeah, so yeah,
Don't clear out
I
the
put in like
liquidity
$5 on
me,
that
man.
joint.
Oh, geez, I doubled your money then.
No, you 10 times my money. You put in $50. I put in $5.
Yeah, exactly.
You went 10x on me. You're like, dang. Like, no,
Don't clear out the
though.
liquidity on me, man.
Like, bro, this is the thing, right? Like, when it's super degen under 10K, you never put in more than $5 to $10. It doesn't even matter if you have unlimited amounts of money. It's just risk to reward and risk management, right? Like, it's fun to play degen until you go out and play 3 degen plays a day, and you put in $50 each time, and then you lose $150. And then it's like, that shit's not really worth it, right? But if you go out and you lose $15 with the possibility to gain $150 to $300, then to me that's a fair risk to reward. I think and that's how I mount it. Me personally, that's how I do my degen plays. I don't like, I just put a little, like, man, just fucking sprinkle some pepper on it. I'm not trying to over season it.
Well, and your $5 or $10 can still turn into a lot, right?
Yeah, I mean, bro, $5 $5 on something that has a $5,000 market cap, right? If it goes to $100,000 market cap, you're 20x on $5. That's $100. And like $100 not like, it's not a lot of money, but bro, that is $5, bro. like $5 is what that is. Like, that's $5. Like, the most I go in crazy on the degen is maybe $25, but I I would have had to have been in the Telegram, like heard the dev's voice, making sure it ain't some of the usual suspects, and just like like to really put some trust. One that I have I know I'm probably really doing well in is I think it's called like Daddy King Sheens or whatever. But I don't know, but they have the V2 and it's doing okay. Like they have a strong floor, so I'm just like, well, that's gonna be cool because I know I got in like super early, like $10,000 market cap, and I know it's at $100,000 market cap, and I think it's at $1 million now. So it's still cool. Just play around with it.
These projects all say the same thing. They have this ecosystem, this large ecosystem that's going to do this and that and everything else, and overpromise and then fail. A lot of the Degen ones, anyways.
Because they don't have the community support, man. Like a lot of people want to make money in crypto, right? Like, and there's nothing wrong with that, but at the same time, for projects to be around and sustain like what they're doing, they have to have liquidity to do it as well. And now we don't know, like, there's been so much like distrust in the Degen. Everybody just like, yo, as soon as I 100x, I'm out, or as soon as, and they don't even take it out responsibly, right? They'll like just snatch the floor on people. But it's just like you gotta, I don't know, man. It's really a trust system, and we call it a trust system, but the trust right now isn't what is gonna need, like what is needed for the like overall growth of certain projects in BSC, especially. Like I love, like maxis are bad. Like they're bad when it comes to overall crypto views, but they're good because they show their community support. Like in the sense, like, hey, look, I'm gonna be diehard for this. Like I've never been. Well, I won't say I was never diehard, but like SafeMoon like kind of like made it feel like a cult when I was like first bought SafeMoon, right? And I used to only look up SafeMoon news, and I would be out like talking SafeMoon this and SafeMoon that, and like not realizing like, man, what they were trying to do in the amount of time they were trying to do it in was a little bit like crazy. And I remember like going into spaces and talking to people that had been around for a long time about what SafeMoon was doing, and they were all like kind of laughing, like, bro, like have you looked at Ada's track record? Like they've been writing smart contracts for like 4 years. Everybody's been doing this for a long time, man. It takes time. But yeah, it's just definitely that those SafeMoon days was funny, just being those warriors. Like, but yeah, I think that the community it always falls back to the community. Who's gonna hold? Like it kind of what Andy tweeted was like, if you're not doing something to keep the same people that bought your token when it was $1,000 market cap, if you don't look at them as the same amount of importance as the people who bought in at $10 million market cap, then you're looking at the project wrong. And it's not in terms of how much money did they put. Is you got to keep your community strong from the people that hold from the start to the end, and take what you need, like not essentially always cash out. Like take what you need.
So what's your first thought about what's going to run here in the next couple of days? What do you guys think?
I don't know. That's a good one. I don't know. I think B.
So from what I understand, I was just got a message from Alan. Alan and CryptoPulse are having a hard time getting into spaces or even talking today. So this must be a whole Twitter space issue all over the place.
All right, I'm back. I made it back. The blockchain is not playing today, but when it comes to what's going to run first, it's kind of hard to say, right? Like I think we're looking at dog tokens take off. I mean, Baby Doge is doing really well. Floki's doing really well. I think as much as we want to see some of the larger market caps move, I think with the adoption that the younger generation are going to buy some of the newer tokens, and I can't imagine a kid 16 to 18 years old getting involved in cryptocurrency and asking their parents for a Bitcoin. Like that's a lot to give up, for somebody that doesn't have experience in what they're doing. So I think that they could play it safer, kind of getting into some of these smaller market caps that they can essentially throw their lunch money at.
How is did you guys all warm up down in the States as well, or is it cold down there?
Cold. It's not cold today. Today it's like 40, 42 degrees, which would be in Celsius. Like I can't even remember right now. Shit. I don't even remember. I forget what that is in Celsius. But this weekend is going to be super cold. But we always have a warm front before we get snow, and then we get a lot of snow, and then it's like super cold. But
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
gonna get some negatives. We're getting negative, like in Celsius, it would be negative. We're gonna get some negatives this weekend for sure.
Here it's getting so warm. Like you just see the sun out bright and shiny.
Does it still snow there, or are you guys done?
It snowed last night, and now today it's heating up, so we're getting a lot of slush and stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if it snows or freezes, because that's what typically will happen. You'll have a really hot span, and then all of a sudden it will get cold again.
How did they treat the roads up there, like with all the snow that comes?
Well, they're trying to not use salt anymore. They're using some other kind of chemical, and one of them is beets. Actually, funny enough,
They need to
beet
stop using
juice or
salt.
something
That
like
shit
that.
is so bad for our rims and our calipers. Like,
Well, and that's the thing here in Alberta, like vehicles don't get rusted. So you have typically a ton of people that bring vehicles down from Alberta into the States and excuse me, to resell just because of the no rust issues, or go to the East Coast where it's close to the ocean where they have major rust issues.
yep, we definitely get it. We definitely get it out here. I was looking at my truck the other day, and I was like going to wash it, and I was like, man, it like looks like my rim has like rust on it. I was so mad. I was like, man, what the heck? But it's probably time for a new truck. Did you guys have like a used car issue in Canada at all this year or this past year?
Yeah, there's an issue all around, like new cars and used cars. So your inventory is so low, and plus on top of it, here in Canada, we sell everything to the States, right? Because you guys need it so bad.
Was it the chip issue, the same issue we were having here?
Yeah. That on top of like the value of a used vehicle, like a truck or whatever, because they can't find them, is so high that they pay less in Canada but make more in the States.
Yeah, my friend was like, man, he was trying to get me to put some money together and start shipping these cars from the West Coast here to the East Coast to sell. And I was just like, man, it's a good idea. It's just like it's not something it's not my profession, and it's not something that I would want to be responsible for.
Yeah, it's too much of a hassle when you're worrying about taxes and whatever else, right? Like even for here, you have special importers that are bringing vehicles in from the States and bringing, or from Canada and bringing them into the States. They're bringing thousands of trucks at a time, really.
Good God, man, I was talking about bringing like five. You talking like thousands?
Oh, thousands. Like they got yards full of vehicles. So what they do is they buy them from the dealership before they fix them all up, and then they take them to their yard. They fix up chips, change tires, fix windshields, and then ship them south.
I wonder if they came up with a technology to have like a forever running engine and a forever running like transmission.
Electric car. That's the only way that you're probably going to keep something forever, because
Like
there's no real engine or transmission, right? No moving parts.
they still have a lot of maintenance though on Tesla.
Yeah, I could believe it. They make them so that they got to maintain them.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's like our iPhones essentially.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, after a certain amount of time, they'll just start eating the battery, right?
Yeah, you're gonna have some issue.
I have a feeling we're going to end the space early. It sounds like everyone's having an issue in the crypto space today, so I don't think we're going to keep it open too long.
I mean, we've been on for an hour and a half. That's a good timing.
Yeah, and we got some other things to do right now, so why don't we close it up for now, and then we will be back on Monday, and hopefully the Twitter spaces are better and everybody can talk and visit and whatever else. I feel bad that this space is slow, but in the same sense, it's because what Twitter space is doing today, so we know what's happening.
Twitter spaces open too. It's all good. I hope everybody has an amazing weekend. Appreciate everybody being here today. And yeah, we'll be back at it Monday. Bring a friend. Let's have some fun.
Okay. Talk to you guys soon.
Happy weekend.